problem is this. We keep trying to oversimplify incredibly complex issues. And it starts with a word. Like, use the word rape, and people go, whoa, don't you think you're exaggerating a bit? Like, demonizing the word is going to make it easier to deal with an issue that's already incredibly difficult to approach. But sure, yeah, let's forbid use of the word rape for anything but stranger jumped me in a dark alley. And then let's question what you wore, and what you said, and how you acted, and were you drunk? 'Cause surely you provoked this. I mean, maybe you weren't asking for it per se, but you definitely didn't do anything to discourage it either, now did you? Because female sexuality is something we as a culture still can't quite wrap our heads around. Healthy exploration is frowned upon. Openly talking about healthy exploration makes you scandalous at best and contemptible at worst. Hell, you can't even breastfeed in public without getting dirty looks. So how are you supposed to talk to anyone about any sexual aggression you may have encountered when the entire fucking world already looks down upon you for being a sexual creature at all? Because rape is not a clear-cut issue. It's an incredibly complex and complicated issue with many shades of gray. I mean, there's rape for sex and rape for dominance, which is a distinction that already goes beyond what we usually think. But then there's also levels of intentionality. I mean, yes, there is the evil, malicious, premeditated rape that's so nice and easy to define, but you don't have to want to cause someone pain to hurt them. I think probably a lot of rape is unintentional, and the aggressor may not even know they've done anything wrong at all, which doesn't make them innocent, but it also doesn't make them monsters. See, rape is a social issue. We breed it, we teach male dominance, we teach consent as an assumed positive, like, unless you're whacking him about the head with a fucking frying pan shouting, "No, I do not want this," you've automatically given your full and absolute consent. As if it was easy to say, "No, please stop," and have the other actually stop. As if we all always had the mental power, the courage, the ability to say no, and enforce it. As if women weren't taught to be passive and that it simply can't always feel good. As if we weren't taught that we owe our partner sex, and if we can't provide it, then we're not worthy of their love and attention. You know, as evolved as we may be, we still live in a world that assumes being male to be the default position. And that teaches you that empathy and caring and paying attention to others are female dispositions, are inferior and weak qualities of those who live to serve the ones who lead. Which isn't a fucking excuse. Being a product of your culture doesn't excuse you from being a decent fucking human being and for taking responsibility for the pain you inflict on others and for doing everything in your fucking power to make it stop. Which you can, because people make a culture. You know, if we were to teach everyone, teach men to empathize, to care, to pay attention to others, rape culture as such would die. Because you can't unintentionally hurt someone when you're actually paying attention to them. If paying attention to others and caring were the default position, we'd all be having better sex. And we'd be better friends and parents and teachers and colleagues. We'd all be happier. We'd be less alone, less broken. Which then would cut down on violence and drug abuse. Hell, let's take it further. If we pay attention to and care about all humans, we can cut down on racism and xenophobia right here too. And take it further yet and pay attention to the world around us. And we can end pollution and the inevitable destruction of this planet we inhabit. But I'm getting off track. And then there is a decent chance I'm just full of shit.